In this video, I'm going to be playing with the Arturia PolyBrute and trying to make some patches from scratch. I got this thing very recently and I've had some time on it, but I thought it'd be kind of interesting for people to see kind of someone perspective who just got it, fumbling through making a patch without actually reading a manual or anything. It'll be fun, and let's just dive right into it. So let me flip my overhead and we'll get some picture-in-picture going on here. So yeah, this is the Arturia PolyBrute. If you're completely new to it, essentially it's a 6-voice polyphonic synthesizer, all analog aside from the digital effects section, and it's got some crazy modulation possibilities. Also this kind of cool touch 3-dimensional controller along with a ribbon cable and normal mod wheel, pitch bend wheels and stuff like that. So I have a completely initialized patch, and we're just going to kind of try to make some cool sounds with it. So this is what it sounds like default. So basic saw waves, I believe, and it sounds good, right? But it's a very boring patch. So we're gonna just kind of play around. So the oscillators are in this section right here. We have 2 of them, one oscillator here, one oscillator here, and then we have a second filter here, or a filter here, a Steiner-Parker filter, and then a ladder filter right here. So I guess first I'm just gonna start playing with some filter settings just so it doesn't sound quite so obnoxious to listen to. And so first off the bat, we see this mixer section that we have VCO1 going to the ladder filter, it looks like. So we're going to send it to the Steiner filter. I'm going to do the same for VCO2, at least for now. So if I do that, now we have a filtered sound. And you can get pretty aggressive with this filter, so already that's sounding cool. I'm going to change the envelope of the song so I don't have to hold down the keys. I'm going to turn up the release. That's kind of more the rub I'm used to playing. I'm not really a good keyboard player. I know enough to write music. My main instrument's guitar and vocals. So having some release makes it easier for me. So already a lot better. Let's try to play around with the actual oscillator section now that we have a much more filtered sound. It's a little easier to listen to. So first of all, we can tune things. And this is quantized. There are a bunch of settings. So for example, if I hold this setting button and then twist this knob, you can change if, when you tune it, if it's quantized or if it's continuous or if it's major or minor. So if I set it to continuous now, if I hold a note, it's actually still quantized. Let's try doing, if I change it to 2, continuous. Why is that not continuous? Interesting. I don't actually know, but as I said, this is from the perspective of a beginner with the synth. So let's play with the Metallizer. And that's doing nothing. And there are settings for the Metallizer as well, but by default, it only works with certain types of waves. So I'm going to change the wave settings first. So that's the saw. But if I turn this knob, it's going to fade between the saw and the square wave. Now that I have the square wave, still not doing anything. There we go. It seems like it has to be on triangle. If I hold down settings and turn this knob, I can change it to all waves. So now the Metallizer should work with all waves. So if I go back to saw wave, there we go. So, you know, now I have a saw wave and I have a Metallizer, which apparently is kind of like a wave folder. Don't really know, I didn't look into it. That's what a lot of people have said online. Sync all the way down, we're not using any oscillator sync. So, cool. Now, let's try to add oscillator 2 and see what kind of sounds we can make. And maybe try detuning it. Actually, a 5th sounds cool. Is that a 5th? think it actually might have been an octave. This knob isn't quite linear. By the way I know which things I can do settings and then change some settings for on the knob is there's a little tiny circle. You probably can't see it on camera, but it's there. So I can chew this and tune. And we have a continuous 7 semitones. So if I change it to, yeah, so 7 semitones should be a fifth. So I have a cool fifth sound. I don't know how that'll work, but I'll just make it a slight detune sound for now. Maybe we'll try adding in some sub. Cool. Let's try adding in some VCF envelope or filter envelope. So first of all, I need to actually make sure that the filter is affecting the envelope. So here we have VCF envelope amount right here in the filter section. By the way, that is on both filters. And let's try to make something plucky, I guess. At least I think it's cool. So now let's try routing. First we'll play with this brute factor knob here. It sounds kind of like a warm distortion in a way. Now we do have two filters. Let's try playing with routing the filters together. So right now they're in series, meaning it's going to pass from the Steiner into the ladder. So if I change the cutoff, and then add some VCF envelope. So it's very muddy at the moment, which I don't like. Part of that might be the sub. If I turn the sub off. It also might be the distortion. I think it's also the resonance. Maybe we'll try adding a little bit more VCF envelope. Too much, at least with resonance. Oh, that's cool. What if I bring the sustain down? Oh, okay. Completely different sound than what I was doing, but I do like it. Now, that's kind of a cool sound. Originally I was kind of going for a more pad thing, but I really do like this plug. Cool. I think it might be cool to try it in stereo, and there is this stereo knob over here. And if I start spreading things out, you can really hear it start going wide. That's a cool sound. Now, we haven't even touched the effects yet, so, and I don't know too much about these effects yet. I've mostly been playing with the synthesizer portion of it, but these are digital effects. This is a chorus knob. You can go to a phaser or an alt. So if I go to an alt, we're going to get a menu with flanger, ring mod, bit crusher, flanger, again, phase flanger, downsampler, ensemble. I'll just do chorus. That's a cool sound. It almost reminds me of like a really plucked, palm muted guitar sound. Now let's add some reverb and delay. There's Hall, Plate, and Alt. Again, Alt will bring up a menu. So Dreamy, sure. So there's Bright Plate. You probably can't read this on the screen, but there's Bright Plate, Room, Dreamy, Springy, Delayed Plate. I'm going to go with Dreamy, which is 3. And then bring up the level. That is quite dreamy. That is cool. It's kind of like a shimmer, I guess. Bring up the reverb tone. Maybe play with the damping. Alright, that sounds perfect. Let's play with the delay now. And also we have BBD, bucket brigade delay, ping delay, and then alt. So in the alt, there's actually car plus strong, apparently. I'm just going to do stereo delay, though, because that sounds like good to me. Now, I don't have a clock synced or a tempo set, so there's a little circle there, so I'm going to do settings, twist this knob, and then there is hertz, sync binary, sync triplet, sync dotted. Let's do sync binary. I don't really know what this is going to do. Click settings again, get out of it. All right, so now it's saying delayed divisions. And we can see there's a tempo of 120 in the top. I don't even know how to set it. I'm guessing it's somewhere in settings. There's probably maybe in sync or not. I don't know. I haven't played with that yet, but there is a way to change the tempo. I just don't know it. So it's synced to 120. That seems to work fine. I like that riff. I legitimately might turn that into a song. So cool. Now we also have regeneration. That's just feedback. So we get 1 echo. That might be too many. Sweet! All right, cool. So on that note, we do have a patch that I love, and so I'm going to try to think of how to save it, and I've never saved a patch. I've turned some knobs, tweaked it. I wanted to kind of capture somewhat of a first experience. So if I just click this save button, just because it's here, we're going to see what happens. Snapshot added. Cool. What happens if I click it again? What if I hold it? All right, hold save and press a matrix cell to save. So you have to hold save. Now I chose bank 5, so I'm in the preset button here, bank 5, and I have 1 selected. It seemed like everything bank 5 through 8 was empty in it, so you could store a crap ton of presets in here. So I'm going to hold save and click 1, and now I get to name it, which you think they would have just added a keyboard here, considering there's a million buttons. Like maybe, I don't know, they could have figured out a way to make this line up with a regular keyboard, but I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm just going to call it ANIT, just in the interest of time. Okay, save preset template. I'm going to call this, is there a pluck option? There isn't, so I'm just going to call it keys. And that matters because in the PolyBrute Connect software, you can sort by all the tags and stuff. So this is ANIT, the preset. Ooh, that was an accident. That's a cool. Yeah, I like that little riff. Anyway, so this is only part of the synth, right? Like, there's the whole morphing feature that we haven't even touched on. And so we just have this patch. But if I morph the patch B, we're still just in this normal section here. And again, I have no idea how to copy stuff over, so I'm going to click morph, just because I'm guessing. We have a bunch of options here. You probably cannot read this on the screen, but there is an option, copy A to B. This is number 5. So copy A to B. I don't know if that did anything. It did. It copied A to B. So very simple, right? Like the nice thing about the synth I've realized so far is I don't like reading manuals when I don't have to, like, and figure out what menu something is in. For the most part with the synth, you can just start clicking stuff and you'll figure it out. Anyways, I'm liking this path too much. But now that I have B, I can tweak something, right? So maybe we'll get the sustain. Just change it a little bit. Maybe change the cutoff a bit. Maybe change the key tracking. Just to kind of get a brighter sound. And then maybe we'll change some waves. So there's this cool thing I've been playing with where you can, there's a noise to VCF function. So watch what happens when I do this. So by default, it seems like with the nip pads, it maps the Morphy to the Morph knob, which makes sense. By the way, I think it's also pronounced Morphe, but I'm going to say Morphy forever just because it's fun. If I go to the mod section, we do see there's assigned pitch global, VCA, voice pant, and empty. So there doesn't seem to be anything in here that's assigned to the Morphy, which is interesting, because it sounds like there is, and I'm wondering if it's just a setting that I haven't found. But there doesn't seem to be anything assigned to this, which is fine, but it sounds like there is, right? And I guarantee you, I just don't know where to find it. I don't want to waste your time looking through it. But if I go to the morph section, actually, no, it's not in there. Sequencer, I'm not going to play with that here. And then mods, presets, yeah. So it must be somewhere buried that I haven't found. Oh, there's 4 pages. Is there really 4 pages? Oh my god. Wait, what? No, there's not 4 pages. Ah! But I didn't save the change I did in B. So now that's not there anymore. So if I flip over... Yeah, so don't accidentally press this button because you're going to lose some stuff. So I'm going to have to remake what I just did, and then I'll cut back. Alright, so we're roughly back to where you were, and this is kind of what the evolution looks like as we fade between A and B. So bam! So, yeah, that's really cool. I'm going to hold save on this and snapshot that, and I'm just going to hold save and click that again just to make sure everything gets saved. Okay, keys, and now we have this preset saved. So that essentially is the entire process of patching a patch from scratch on the Arturia PolyBrute. And obviously there's a million more things we could do, and I may do more videos kind of just making sounds from scratch on this thing if people want it. But I've had the synth for a few days, at least when I'm filming this video, and I'm having a blast with it so far. Obviously, I'm in that honeymoon phase of owning a synthesizer. But yeah, there'll be more videos coming on this and other synths, so make sure to subscribe if you're interested. And check out these videos right here, because you might like them as well. And then this thing on the bottom is whatever YouTube thinks you should watch on my channel. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye.